What's up, Cowboy Nation out there, YouTube, the whole world? Thank you for joining us again here on My Cowboys Family.
How are you guys doing tonight? Thanks for joining us.
Yes.
Give us just a second. Let's make sure to check our settings, and we'll be jumping into, guys, we have all the details. We have just a ton of information, guys. We're going to break this down for you, and we're going to tell you why we are relatively confident that Zeke does have a very fair, very real chance of winning this thing, guys. And we're not just talking crap because, there's still obviously a chance that it doesn't go Zeke's way, but we're going to present all the evidence that we have. We have records of Judge Mazant and the things that he used to deliberate and make his decision. So, guys, we are definitely going to be breaking it down for you just now.
Yeah.
So, thanks for joining us, Zero. Asian Books, Bobby Johnson. Thank you, guys. Yes,
what's up,
feed
guys?
Zeke, let him eat.
Start off with hitting like, and guys, here we go. So listen, and subscribe if you haven't.
Yes.
For those new guys watching in the future, watching the stream again, guys, here we go. So, as you guys know, Texas judge Amos Mazant, he ended up ruling and granted Zeke, well, they said temporary restraining order, but it was really the preliminary injunction.
Yeah, so it was a bit of a misnomer just because he originally filed a temporary restraining order, but what happened was because the NFL counterfiled, things like that, there was actually a hearing where they both presented their evidence, and with the temporary restraining order, according to the judge and why he ruled on this decision, the other party doesn't usually have a chance to respond. They have 14 days to respond, but they usually don't. And then it will be moved to a preliminary injunction. Now, because both sides were able to make their arguments, it was moved immediately to the preliminary injunction, and the deliberation process was started from that point. So basically, Zeke just kind of skipped a step, and again, it did rule in his favor, which is, of course, the most important part.
I'll hold that for you.
So,
you can do
yeah.
that. 'Cause now, guys, we have actual records from the courthouse. What's up, Tobias? And everybody here, what's up, Sheik?
Yeah.
Sheik Nez, hit like. Guys, listen, we got all the court information here, a lot of the major stuff that leaked out and is already out. Not leaked out, but it's already out there, guys. The NFL is going to appeal, guys.
Yes,
keep that in mind.
They're absolutely appealing.
So they're going to try to get it out of Texas, the next hearing. But we'll go into that in a second. But again, guys, all these things are happening as we talk right now. And again, this is the basic thing is the bottom line is Zeke is going to play for a while. Guys, it's going to be tied up in the courts for a while. Most probably the NFL is going to lose the appeal. And we're going to tell you why they're going to lose it based on legalities said from the judge and all those things that back him up, guys. Now, this is new to me. She's the expert here, guys. So, I'm going to hand this off to her. I'm going to actually hold it for you, and you can, or you can talk to it if you want.
Yeah,
you can
that's
talk
fine.
into it. Go ahead.
And I am going to try to break it down. If you guys have any questions, because these are legal documents, I am going to try to, interpret them. Obviously, I'm not a lawyer, but we're going to try to interpret them and explain to you guys what this information says.
I might ask some questions too.
Yeah. So again, the biggest thing is the NFL also filed an appeal to try and move the case out of Texas. Now, one of the smartest thing, guys, and this is game changing, the fact that the original appeal by Zeke and Zeke's legal team was filed in a Texas court, and because the NFL counterfiled in a Texas court, by the NFL doing that, they're basically admitting that the jurisdiction is in that Texas court, and it will remain there because they are fighting and trying to get this moved to New York. As of now, the judge said that because the NFL counterfiled to Zeke's original filing and they counterfiled in a Texas court, that is them admitting and acknowledging that the jurisdiction remains in Texas and will remain there for the duration of the trial. Obviously, that could change, but as of now, this is what the information has and what Judge Mazant has ruled. So let's go ahead and move on to the next part of this information. Ooh, give me just a minute, guys. Okay. So
what's up, Daniel? How you doing?
So the biggest nail in the coffin for the case, guys, was the fact that Henderson, the appeal, the person in charge of the appeal.
Yeah, he was the arbitrator.
Yeah, the arbitrator. There we go. That's
Henderson.
yeah. So the fact that Harold Henderson withheld notes specifically from Miss Roberts, who was one of the investigators, from Linda Frail. Brenda?
Yeah,
okay, Brenda Frail, from Commissioner Goodell, and the interviews with Miss Thompson. Because they hid that information, Henderson was found to be violating the CBA. Now, the thing is, normally that would not matter as much in a case like this. It would not be enough evidence on its own to grant Zeke, the preliminary injunction, but because he did it in conjunction with the NFL, and there is evidence for that, and guys, we're going to go over that in just a second, because of those two collective things, Henderson violating the CBA actually does hold some weight here, and did hold weight, a lot of it, in the judge's decision. Remember, guys, the whole reason the court is involved is because Zeke is filing and saying that he did not receive a fair trial, a fair appeal hearing to this injunction. As of now, the evidence that the judge has seen...
An injunction, you mean to the suspension?
To the suspension, I'm sorry. So, as of now, the judge is saying that he agrees with Ezekiel Elliott, which is why the preliminary injunction was granted. He does feel that he did not receive a fair hearing because that information, that evidence, vital evidence, was held. Now we're going to go into more
detail from Goodell and all of that. I mean, that's a big deal, guys.
Not just Goodell, but it was withheld from the NFL Players Association and Ezekiel Elliott and his legal team.
So railroad him. Yeah, that's BS. It's
huge. So let's see. Okay, so here we go. Now, guys, I'm going to go into a direct quote from the judge using, legal information. So please, if you have any questions, let me know. I will be breaking this down for you. So the court finds the facts of this case do not require exhaustion. The allegations that the NFL withheld evidence from the Players Association and Elliott amount to a repudiation of the required procedures specified in the CBA. So this is where he is saying that the NFL did violate the terms of the CBA by withholding evidence from Zeke and the Players Association. So then it goes to, it actually explains the clause that says that the NFL has to show the evidence, which is in Article 46.
Right?
Yep. So here the NFL Players Association contends that the NFL withheld information regarding Roberts' assessment of Thompson's credibility and the credibility of the evidence from the NFL Players Association, Elliott, and possibly Commissioner Goodell. So according to the facts before the court, Roberts, a primary investigator of Elliott's case, developed opinions about the credibility of witnesses she interviewed, including Ms. Thompson, as well as whether to issue punishment in the case. The information was not put into any Elliott report and may not have been communicated to Commissioner Goodell. Because this information was not in the report or any other documentary evidence that the NFL provided Ezekiel Elliott and the Players Association, neither the Players Association or Elliott knew about Roberts' opinions. So guys, basically that's saying that the NFL withheld this information. No one was aware that these allegations by Ms. Roberts, these concerns were brought up, and Goodell most likely did not know about it or may not have known about it, that it wasn't put into any kind of official report that Goodell was given or any official report that Ezekiel Elliott or his team was given. Now, the most interesting part is how they found this out, guys. This is shocking. So,
all right, guys, listen up.
Yes, the court finds that the NFL further sought to ensure that they would never find out about Roberts' opinions by arguing her testimony would be cumulative of Friel's and unnecessary in arbitration. Now, remember, guys, this is when we heard that when Friel said and recommended to Goodell the 6-game suspension, she's saying that everyone agreed with me. All the other investigators agreed with me. That's Roberts. Yeah, Roberts' opinion was never factored in. They're saying that they kind of lumped all the opinions together with Friel's and said that they agree with what Friel said. And we know that this is a lie. So let me see, where was I? So when the last effort failed, while their last effort failed, which means that the NFL's last effort to hide the evidence failed. They tried to hide it, and it did eventually come out. Now, guys, this is a shocking part. The NFLPA and Ezekiel Elliott were unable to present this relevant evidence and unexpectedly learned it at the end of the second day of arbitration. Wow. Guys, at the end of the second day of his appeal process, which is probably why it did go a little longer than expected, at the end of Tuesday is when they found out that Miss Roberts' opinion was not included at all, that it was completely dismissed, that Goodell most likely never heard it, guys, this is insane. So how do you expect Zeke to get a fair hearing when they didn't even have all of the evidence? And this is still not the craziest part. So at least now we have proof that at least the NFL has violated the collective bargaining agreement, which is why we feel Zeke has such a strong case.
And guys, and that's why he has a chance to win this. Like Eric Taylor said there, the judge agrees that Zeke did not receive a fundamentally fair hearing. And that means the hearing not in this case with the judge, but the hearing with the appeals in the NFL, the hearing when it came to his punishment. So guys, this is obviously a violation of his civil rights in some ways, and if the judge sees it that way, that's the key in this. It's not like Mr. Wright, I thank you for that information. A couple of you guys here,
we'll get right back to you guys in the message. It's just a lot of reading. We will be getting back to you. We know we have a lot of questions and lots of comments.
But guys, and that's the thing. That's the That's the, well, here, I'll let you continue, so you can do that.
So after that, so here is where Judge Mazant starts speaking more on Henderson's involvement and why it is relevant in this case. So the NFL's breach of the CBA is only compounded by Henderson's. Specifically, Henderson denied access to certain procedural requirements which are necessary to present all relevant evidence. Right. They are, 1, access to investigator notes, specifically Ms. Roberts. 2, a cross-examination of Ms. Thompson, weren't allowed to do that. And 3, question Commissioner Goodell himself, also not allowed to do that. Right. Yes. So since Henderson barred access to all these things, and all of those things are extremely relevant to the hearing, Henderson was found to have breached the CBA. Although a breach of the agreement by an arbitrator isn't a recognized exemption of the exhaustion requirement, his breach further supports allowing an exemption in this case because both the NFL and Henderson breached their obligations under the CBA. So again, this goes back to the fact that if Henderson alone had done this, it may not have been enough evidence in and of itself to support Zeke's case. But because it has been found that he withheld the exact same information that the NFL themselves also withheld, and because the arbitrator does typically tend to defer to the original decision made by the NFL. All these things combined, guys, mean that it just means that Ezekiel Elliott did not have a fair trial.
Wow, guys.
So
huge, guys.
I'm still mind blown, and no, this isn't everything. We still have a few more things.
Guys,
like I said, it's a ton of information, guys. So
and again, guys, this is huge news. This means Zeke is going to play for the foreseeable future, guys, and that's what we wanted to hear in this case. And again, I really want Zeke to clear his name because I truly think he's not guilty. I truly think the NFL did him wrong, and by everything that's this federal judge, right? This federal, just not just some guy. This is not some guy who's on Zeke's side, or this is not some acclaim. This is not the NFL side. This is a federal judge who is looking at the facts and the evidence of the case in a legal sense, and he's checked. Obviously, he checked it to the end, guys.
He sees the witch hunt that went after Zeke.
Right.
So
everything is backing up what they said, and any NFL fan, any player out there who was racking, basically bang, making fun of Zeke or not making fun, but harassing him, saying he's a woman beater. You guys jumped the gun, and that's really unfair, guys, because not every claim is true. And this woman hurt all the other domestic violence, the true victims, right? The true victims are getting hurt here by this Tiffany Thompson. She's a liar. Based on what this judge is saying, guys, but and based on all the evidence that's presented, they're railroading Ezekiel Elliott to make him an example. To make the NFL and Roger Goodell, and trust me, even though it probably won't go back to him, they won't be able to prove it to him because they have other buffers.
Exactly.
But I'm telling you guys, he wanted to make an example of Zeke for all their mistakes with Ray Rice and Josh Brown, which again today he was suspended 6 more games, not even in the NFL. It's like they're trying to say, hey, look, we're gonna be real hard. Yeah, look how tough we're gonna be on Josh Brown now.
Zeke on Giants players too, guys. He's been sitting on his couch for the last year. Whatever. So I'm gonna go ahead and read you guys the last and final statement that we do have from the judge. It basically summarizes everything in a very clear way. So here we go. The question of what happened between Elliott and Thompson in July 2016 is not before the court, nor is the court making any credibility findings. As previously stated herein, the court has a limited role in this case, and the question before the court is merely whether Elliott received a fundamentally fair hearing before the arbitrator. The answer is he did not. The court finds, based upon the injunction standard, Elliott was denied a fundamentally fair hearing by Henderson's refusal to allow Thompson and Goodell to testify at the hearing. Their absence, and then he cites a case, effectively deprived Elliott of any chance to have a fundamentally fair hearing. The court grants the request for preliminary injunction. So guys, right there is pretty much summed up exactly what happened. And we do have some more notes. I will read on those a little bit later. I do want to get caught up on some of the comments on why the NFL won. Remember, they tried to file a countersuit saying that Zeke couldn't file a suit before Henderson had made his decision yet. So
trying to stop trying to stop his suit right now. The injunction, the temporary restraining order. The NFL was trying to stop him doing that based on and we all knew about that. We had talked about that a couple days ago before the rule. The judge said it was going to be till Friday, but the NFL was trying to say the night before the NFL had, upheld the suspension. That I think it was Monday night. Yeah. They upheld the suspension by saying the NFL was trying to push out there is basically, hey, judge, drop this because there's no ruling. How could he rule? How could he be saying it's unfair if there's no you know, the appeal has not been ruled on yet.
Exactly.
But the punishment was ruled on already. You see, and that's why it stayed. That's why he did that. So
well, no, I'm sorry, I don't want to cut you off, but it's just funny that the NFL is trying to say that, you know, Zeke can't file this appeal, but the whole reason, but then they filed a counter appeal to his appeal saying he couldn't file the appeal. It's so dumb, guys. And the good thing is that the judge did clarify saying that Zeke absolutely had the right, because they tried to fight this in two ways. They tried to say that, one, because the decision hadn't been reached yet, he couldn't file, and two, he couldn't file under labor laws because this had something separate to do with.
Yeah.
So one, yeah. So one.
In CBA.
Yeah. So one, the judge said absolutely it can be filed under labor laws because this is his job. Surprise there. And two, he said that he did have a case to file because just the threat of the suspension alone is enough just cause to be able to file against it, especially considering the fact that arbitrators tend to defer to the original decision. So that, combined with that, and combined with the fact that they were also filing saying that the hearing was unfair because evidence was withheld. So if the suspension is withheld on missing or faulty evidence, that right there just completely invalidates everything. Right. So the judge said that the filing of his appeal was directly tied to what he was trying to appeal for in the first place, and the NFL had no standing on saying that it was not valid.
They were just trying to block him out from having a chance to even take this to court, guys. And it's crazy that this is coming out like this. I mean, again, I see Eric Taylor saying, you know, that Goodell's not going to come out, you know, spotless in this. There's no way he will. Definitely it's going to be bad,
Goodell
but he won't
show up here.
But no, Goodell will not be spotless, and it'll be, obviously this is a bigger stain. It's going to turn to a bigger stain on Goodell in the NFL than what they try to do to Zeke. And it's going to turn around on them, guys. Exactly. Cowboy Nation, baby. And that's what I'm trying to say, guys. And that's the thing, is that now Goodell, he's going to buffer himself with this Lisa Frail, with other people that were there. He's going to, you know, they will be gone. Their heads are chopped. You know what I'm saying? But he's going to stay there, and he's going to still be stained, which is, you know, all we can ask for right now, because he's got these rules in place in certain ways where he buffered himself out from dissenting views from what they wanted to do, guys. That's what the judge is saying. That's not what we're saying. We're not Cowboy fans saying that. That's the judge saying this, guys. And a federal judge who knows his ish. And I'm telling you guys, and again, it's going to be appealed by the NFL. They're going to try to do any kind of, you know, legal trickery to try to make this get thrown out, and then the suspension will have to be put back on. That's going to take at least 2 to 3 weeks. So guys, you know, we got Zeke for 2 to 3 weeks. We got the Broncos. That he's in. We got the Cardinals. He's in. So guys, those are big games.
Game changing.
Right. So. I mean, season changing in the sense of. And again, what does this do for our roster? What happens to Alfred Morris? What happens to McFadden? You know what I'm saying? It changes things. Not right now, but you know, this is going to go on the whole year. We're going to keep all these running backs. I mean, maybe so. But Zeke's the man now, guys. Anybody got him in fantasy? You just hit jackpot.
So. Yeah, but here, guys, now since we did go over all the official stuff, and guys, we will be posting some of that stuff to our Twitter, exactly what I just read. So definitely stay tuned for after the stream. Guys, you guys,
subscribe to the Twitter, guys, as well, guys. Do not forget follow. I'm sorry. Follow Twitter. Follow us on Twitter, guys. Information at the bottom of the ticker. Hit subscribe if anybody's not new here watching.
And make sure to hit like as well, guys, so that we can get this news out to all the Cowboys fans out there, since again, guys, we're going off the facts, exactly what the judge said. And
we're not going on biased Cowboy fan, you know, opinions. We're going on facts, guys.
Exactly.
We're reading it straight from the thing, and we're going to post that on Twitter as soon as we get off from here, guys.
Yes. So, and I do want to make it clear again, in case it wasn't clear, guys. Remember, the judge is only ruling on whether or not Ezekiel Elliott had a fair hearing. And he is nothing to do with the actual credibility of the claims themselves. So let's just start off with that right there. So just want to make that clear. So now I do want to give a quick shout out to everybody who's joined us here. So Zero God, Ancient Books, Bobby Chic, Tobias, Boomer, Dano, Mr. Wright, Ice, H2O, Eric Taylor, Jimmy Ross, let me see, Snap Johnson, New York Giants fan for life.
Even him.
Yes. Frankie G. Let me see, I hope. Ruben. Thank you, Original I6 Productions. Thank you guys so much, every single one of you guys. I'm going to go real quick to your comments just to make sure we did touch on everything you guys wanted to know. So let me see. We are safe for the hurricane, guys, just to let you know. Thank you.
We'll be, hey guys, I'm speaking of when you find some questions. Well, about the hurricane, it's on its way where we're at. Hopefully it might not be as bad as we thought in the first place, but we can't be sure. So either way, we're going to, you know, everything, all the plans are the same. And again, hurricane bad, hurricane good, hurricane, you know, not that, you know, in the middle somewhere. We're still going to watch the Cowboy game and broadcast on Sunday night against the Giants. Game day reactions and comments right here, guys. That's right.
With us
Right.
going crazy, Hurricane going crazy.
Yeah, you're gonna see my Cowboys family guys, the realness with the Cowboys guys, and beat those damn Giants. But here, go ahead.
Yeah, nope. So no, I didn't see any real questions because you guys are all just saying exactly what we were saying. We do think that this is going to go Zeke's way, guys. It is very different from Tom Brady's case, even though a similar process is being followed.
Exactly.
Remember, they're arguing. You know, and I just kind of want to sum it up for anyone who just joined us now. Thank you for watching. So Ezekiel Elliott was granted the preliminary injunction based on the fact that the NFL did not release all of the evidence, that the NFL collectively tried to hide evidence and misguide Commissioner Goodell, who may or may not have known about what Miss Roberts, who was one of the investigators in the case, she found a lot of inconsistencies with statements by Miss Thompson. Other witnesses said that Zeke did not. No, did I say Miss?
No, you're right. No, I'm just.
So
I wouldn't even call her Miss.
So no,
The accused.
So just.
The liar.
You got me on. Don't do this to me. So basically, Thompson. Yes. Basically, Thompson. Just lots of inconsistencies there. She recommended no suspensions, and her testimony, her notes were not included, were not shown to the Players Association, Zeke, or his legal team. None of that was shown. The NFL was found to have hidden, that evidence, along with the fact that Goodell was never interviewed himself, and the fact that they were never able to cross-examine Ms. Thompson. The fact that all of that was collectively hidden by the NFL, and that Zeke did not find, guys, this is so shocking. Zeke and his team didn't find out about this evidence until late into the second day of the arbitration. That means that late Tuesday, guys, they just found this out. It completely explains why it was extended until later into the week, because Zeke's team was scrambling now to try and figure out, oh crap, what do we do here? So then, when all of this was done, Henderson was, going through the process of appealing it. Zeke and his team filed suit in Texas against the NFL, saying this is not fair. The judge upheld it because of the fact that Henderson and the NFL withheld evidence.
Which then violates the CBA.
So, guys, and definitely, I think I saw one of you guys saying Article 46 is definitely going to be up. So, guys, I mean,
that's what he's
the players need to strike after this. I mean, guys, it's ridiculous.
But the judge is basing it on Article 46, guys. That's the whole point. And that's the thing, is by basing it off of that, he's using the NFL's own word and verbiage against them and what they did. Now, about proving it is a whole different story, and that's why it's going to go to the courts. And if it is proven in Zeke's favor, then guess what, guys? I think that the suspension might be taken off completely off the books. Now, we got to see what happens. It's a long process probably, and the NFL's first step is to appeal this. That's a 2 or 3 week process to get this done. And again, that until anything comes, and again, the probability, the percentage of this thing being denied, or not denied, but upheld, the original decision, or I guess this new decision denied, or changed, overturned. I guess it'd be overturned. Yes. If they overturn it on the appeal by the NFL, then he has to start a suspension immediately, which will probably be week 4 or something like that. But guys, the probability is like 99%. He's gonna play the whole season to the Super Bowl, hopefully. Yeah. And again, then it might be next year. It might be next year he gets suspended. He gets suspended for 6 games, but we still have to see what they find in these rulings, and they can prove or enough proof that they actually withheld evidence, and this continues going this direction. I don't care about Article 46, guys. It's not going to make a difference because they are violating their own CBA agreement and the contract, and that puts the NFL in danger of losing this whole thing and making themselves not only look bad, look despicable, guys. Despicable from all sides of this, from the Ray Rice thing to the Ezekiel Elliott thing. It's 2 different corners of this, and they're disgraceful in my opinion. But that's my 2 words. What's up, Fulbrighter, and everybody on here? Hit like, hit subscribe. I always say that, and hit the little bell, guys, so you can hear. You can get these live streams ASAP.
Yeah. So again, the only thing I want to touch on and add on to what you said is the fact that they found enough evidence to grant the preliminary injunction is huge, not just for Zeke right now playing the season, but huge for the case in general. It shows that there was at least enough evidence that, Zeke should be granted the preliminary injunction, because had it gone the other way, guys, it would have been very, very bad for Zeke. And obviously he would have been able to appeal, probably wouldn't have gone anywhere, but we're very happy. Hopefully the courts continue to go. And I do want to go ahead and start switching topics, but guys, we will mention Zeke again, recap this all throughout the stream. Yes. So I do want to move on to Odell Beckham, since I see a few of you guys mentioning him. He was lit. He still has not practiced. As far as I understand, I think he has to practice at least once before the game. in order to be eligible to play in the game. I could be wrong about that. As of now, he still hasn't practiced. I see a few of you guys saying that Dez has talked to him, that Odell's going to play.
Yeah, we had that, guys. He you know, Dez was talking to Dez was interviewed today, and he had spoken with Odell. And again, this is what I have here. Basically, he said that Odell is the soul of the team, guys, and he's going to play no matter what. And you know what? I hope so, guys. That's what we want. We want Odell in the game.
Yes.
But the one fact is this: he's not going to be 100%. So no matter what, you know, the Giant fans are going to probably be like, you know, he was 100%. It don't matter, guys. He's on the field. And, guys, even if he's not on the field, that's the way it is. We didn't have Zeke, and we were willing to go in there, you know, in Big D in our home and destroy the Giants either way. So, guys, we just have Zeke. It's not a guarantee to win. None of this is. It's going to still be, I said 24-20 with Zeke. With Odell, I say 24-20 without Zeke, without Odell. I say 24-20 with Zeke and without Odell. Any combination would be 24-20, guys. It'll be close.
Guys, it's going to be close. We're facing, you know, a top 5 defense. We're a divisional team. It's going to be a tough game. The fact that we do have Zeke back, I want to see Odell play. But even if he does play, he's not going to be 100%. He relies a lot on his speed to make a lot of those great catches. He's very agile, but he's very quick and fast. Yeah. So he won't have that same speed, but he will still be in the mix. And we still don't, you know, he's still going to be another target that could be hit. No matter what, he still has great hands. Yeah. So definitely still
dangerous
out there. Definitely expect to see him push himself and try his hardest. And I want to see that. I want to see the Giants do their best and lose. That's what I want to see.
Now, guys, as far as, guys, another thing here, again, no practice, as you said, no practice for Odell.
Thank you, Team Jimmy. We do appreciate that, guys. Seriously. We're giving you guys this because we were refreshing. Yes, we are going crazy finding this news for you guys. We love the Cowboys.
For ourselves, but then to you guys. We basically found out at the same time we went live. So, guys, going to go to the Cowboys news today. We'll go with the Giants. They also have another guy named I can't really say, Keenan Robinson, a linebacker. He's out for the Giants, just so you know, the injury report. And Odell was listed as questionable, but it sounds like he's not going to play, or at least not be 100. Obviously, he's not going to be 100%. That's a fact. Now, as far as our team and injuries are concerned, we do have, of course, Anthony Hitchens, who, of course, is not practice because he's out. Guys, he's listed as out with his knee injury. Again, he's going to be back 3 to 4 weeks into the season, so, you know, soon he'll be worked back out there, hopefully. He'll be one of the inactives this week. Or this weekend, I should say. But we have, we have him out, and we have Jordan Lewis, guys. Jordan Lewis, he was limited again today, but he did more than he did the last couple of days, guys. He was looking good. He did team drills finally. That's big, team drills. But he was at limited action, and he was listed as questionable on the list. So again, guys, don't expect him to play. He'll be another. So we have 7 inactives. We got to pick. That's 2 right there. We got 5 left over. And going by my little guesstimation here, I'm going to say this. You guys, work with me on this. Think about what I'm saying. Cooper Rush, because right now we know that
Kellen Moore will be the backup quarterback.
Right, he's number 2
coming into week 1.
Right,
for sure. Cowboys
probably because he knows the playbook, guys. And it's just for right now. I think when Cooper Rush, if something happens to Dak, and I was saying this to you earlier, if something happens to Dak, I think Moore will finish that game. But then they'll have a whole week to prepare Cooper Rush to start the next game,
if need be.
Right, and that specific team, and so on and so forth. So I think that's what that's their kind of their game plan for this season because he is a rookie. We shall see, but I think Cooper Rush will be inactive this first game. So that's 3. I do think now definitely. Obviously, we knew that Zeke was going to play, but one of the running backs is going to be inactive, and because Rod Smith plays special teams.
I do think it's going to be Alfred Morris.
Yeah, Alfred. And guys, remember, also, that's Rod Smith, but then we also have McFadden that a lot of people say, well, he should be. Well, but he is our kickoff returner, guys. So even though he might not do it as much, I think he will be doing it because Zeke is going to play pretty much the whole game. So Morris is the only one that has like, the odd man out. So he'll be inactive for this game in our prediction. Then we have wide receiver Noah Brown. He'll be inactive because we have 6 receivers. And by the way, guys, Ryan Switzer, just so you know, he was at practice and he was doing he did like 95% of the returns today, punt returns. So you're gonna see him doing punt returns. That's his specialty, and that's what he's gonna do for this game. I don't know how much offense he's gonna get in. I'm sure he'll get 5 or 6 plays. He's doing all the punt returns, guys. That's a set thing. He looks 100%. But that makes Noah Brown now he's going to be inactive, which is not a big deal, guys. Again, these inactives not a big deal. It's only if we need them for the future, a game or something. Someone gets hurt. Now this could be a surprising one, but what I've been reading that our backups, Byron Bell, again, Chaz Green, guys. And I don't know if I have anything here, but Chaz Green is the starter. I think I mentioned it yesterday. Left guard, he's going to name the starter.
Actually, no, I think Cooper, Jonathan Cooper might be another person we might see inactive coming into that because of Byron Bell.
Well, because and the reason I say Byron Bell is not because he's better, and not because I'm saying Joe Looney is better. But what I am saying is because Joe Looney plays center, All right, and he's better. He's the better backup center than Cooper's like the third string center. And then you have Cooper, who's now the backup guard, but Byron Bell can play backup guard and backup tackle. So you see, Cooper's not the tackle position. So we have basically two guys on the active roster that would be able to play all the positions on the line in case something happened. But Cooper is limited for us. So he's going to probably be the guy that's inactive. Now, how many ways we got there? We had Jordan Lewis, Anthony Hitchens, Cooper Rush, Alfred Morris, Noah Brown, Jonathan Cooper, and we have one more, two more, I'm sorry. One more. And
yes.
And my prediction is going to be number 23, the new guy from the Cincinnati Bengals, Carolina Panthers. Benet Benwickier, whatever his name is. He is saying he's confident he can learn on the fly. I don't know if we want to hear that from one of our cornerbacks. The thing about the cornerbacks is we're very, very light in the cornerback area, especially with Jordan Lewis gone. This guy might have to play. So, again, this is just throwing it out there. This is my guesstimation, your guesstimation of what we think the inactives are going to be for this Giants game. But, again, you can see it's not really a big loss. Somebody else said something about Tapper maybe being gone. That would depend on his injury. But he was there in practice, and he was active the whole time. So, out of all 53 guys, only Hitchens was the only one not out there. And Jordan Lewis was limited, but still did team drills. Yeah. All good news, guys. We're going to see Lewis soon, I'm sure.
I just personally think I'd rather see Tapper out because of what you mentioned. Benwickier might not be, he might not be the greatest or the best.
But Ben has to know what he's doing. That's the key. If he's out there, it's just a body that's lost. He can't be lost in space. And that's the thing. It's a tough choice.
Thing is, are we really going to... we have to look at the need. He might not be the greatest or the best, but what is Charles Tapper going to add... to our, I feel like that position is just more secure. And
so
when it comes to our corners, I'd rather throw in the somewhat scrubby possible maybe guy who might be able to learn it on the fly. Because honestly, is he going to do better or worse than any other guys that are out there?
You might have to see Benny, but you won't see, But yeah, if you won't see Tapper out there as much as you might see Benet Benwickier or whatever his name is. So
and again, it just
more right. But I'm saying, but he also plays. But another thing is important to take into effect is that special teams. True. So Tapper cannot play special teams, but Benwickier can. So
again, that might turn it more to the Tapper instead of Benwickier. But I think both of them are very viable options to be inactive coming into this week 1.
Thank you, Jimmy Ross. Good night.
Go ahead and
guys, hello, Newman. Original 6, thanks for subscribing, man. Awesome. Thank you, Tobias. All you guys on here, we appreciate every single one of you guys.
Yes, so thank you guys so much for joining us. If you haven't already, make sure to hit like and subscribe. We are going to be posting.
Thumbs up.
Yeah, we post daily content. Guys,
subscribe.
We are T-minus 48 hours to Cowboys game.
And Hurricane Irma.
And Hurricane Irma. But more importantly, Zeke.
Zeke Gate is now going to be Hurricane Zeke, guys, in the NFL this season. I can't wait. I cannot wait. I think he's gonna have his fire under his butt and destroy people. What's up, Derek Pass? How you doing? Hit subscribe. Hit the little notification bell so you can join us on our daily videos, guys.
Yes.
We have a lot of stuff planned tomorrow. We're gonna have basically a Madden 18 kind of a recap of the game for tomorrow, a preview of the game on Sunday. And I'm going to talk about all the players on both sides in that. So keep an eye on that tomorrow night. We might do another stream in between today and tomorrow, but we'll see if any big news comes out. Guys, this Zeke thing, we already made 2 today. This is our second one. Check out the first one. Check out the Giant video we have, the Eagle video we have, and the Redskin video we have. Yes. Just check out the last couple. We had our kickoff special yesterday. I was going solo with my daughter, so I was like 1.5.
What an exciting game, guys. I mean, I wasn't watching it the whole time because I was doing schoolwork, but holy crap.
Yeah, and guys, Eric Berry, I mean, he's injured for the season. He ruptured Achilles, guys.
They're saying that his career is possibly over.
And it sucks because his career was almost over with cancer that he had. Now he fought back with Pro Bowl, and then now the ruptured Achilles that could really wreck him. That sucks.
I wish him all the best and a speedy recovery, and hopefully we do see him back out here next year if that's what he chooses to do and is able to do.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, he's a great player. Tyreek Hill, he got injured. He had cramps. Guys, he was going to come back in. There was no need. Kansas City won. Can you believe that Kansas City's 1-0? They're the best team in the league. There's 30 other teams. 30 other teams, and then there's the Patriots. They're last place in the whole league right now.
Yeah, now
it's kind of funny to say.
A lot of our chat is talking about Donald. Who's Donald?
Oh, Aaron Donald from the Rams, guys. He's a great player.
2 picks for Donald or a first-round pick for Donald.
Guys, right now we have Malik Collins and Stephen Paya right there. I know that Donald is better than both of them. I know Donald is a game changer, but is he worth giving all that up for these 2 guys that are going to probably hold it down? As far as that's concerned.
So far, obviously they need to prove themselves this upcoming season, but so far in training camp,
great.
they've been doing
and
fantastic.
Preseason.
Much better than what I've seen.
Well, and again, last year we were ranked #1 last year, guys, with Malik Collins and Terrell and what's his name, Terrell McLean. So with those two, and we had Jack Crawford too, but I thought he sucked. He's gone anyways. We have Tyrone Crawford back. He's having a great camp. He's going to play this week against the Giants. So guys, we're in good shape with our guys. I mean, I'm looking here real quick. La'el Collins, number 71, our right tackle. He's had almost 4 months to practice for that left tackle, and you can see the improvement from the beginning of training camp. From the first preseason game, he didn't look good, and then something switched. That practice for those 3 weeks before that second preseason game, really, you can see the improvement in Collins. He had a couple of holding and hands to the face plays in his last game against the Raiders. But guys, he looks like he's on. He's got it together, and I feel secure with him out there. That's good news. Hey guys, Chidobe Awuzie, guys, he's got. Here's the word, guys. He's gonna be playing a lot against the Giants. You're going to see him out there in the nickel, probably in the nickel, but maybe definitely the dime. You're going to see him out there in the dime. Let me put it that way. You might see, not as a linebacker, but as a cornerback, guys. You're going to see Nolan Carroll out there on the left side. You're going to see Skandrick playing a slot. You're going to see Chidobe playing a slot, and you're going to see Anthony Brown playing on the right side with Heath and Byron Jones playing the safeties. And again, guys, that's huge right there. As far as Xavier Woods, don't expect to see him too much. You're going to probably see him a lot on kickoff returns. You might see him come in like a special dime package, but Xavier Woods is going to be held out a little longer, I feel, and he'll be used on special teams more often. But those are those are our 4 cornerbacks I just mentioned there. We don't have anybody else, I think, past that. So that's why we need maybe to put Ben Wickier on there on our team. Now, we also, other news, guys, Jaylon Smith is going to probably get the start. Big news. I was surprised about that. But I think it's because we start basically in a nickel defense most of the time. So even though our base is 4-3, and we had 4 linemen and 3 linebackers, it was supposed to be basically weak side Sean Lee, middle linebacker the Mike is going to be Justin Durant, and on the strong side, the left side is going to be Wilson. So Damian Wilson, the one who's going to be suspended one day. But according to what I've heard, is that Jaylon Smith is going to start, guys. Start doesn't really mean much in Marinelli's defense, but that means that Jaylon Smith is going to get a lot of snaps, guys.
Yeah, even more than I think we anticipated to begin with.
Yeah, and again, not that that's a good thing because we don't want to rush him out there, and it's mainly because of what happened to Anthony Hitchens, guys. So keep that in mind. But I think the fact that we have it together at linebacker, it's coming together, and we still have Damian Wilson. He's not suspended yet. And we have Nolan Carroll back there. Not that he's great, but it's at least another cornerback, and he's not suspended yet. The fact that we have these guys, I think we can hold it together. I think we can. It's not going to be perfect. There's going to be some blown plays, but we're that bend, don't break defense. We need to use the end zone if we get pushed back and the Giants driving us. Use that end zone as a 12th defender. You know what I mean? So.
Which
guys,
the Cowboys have excelled at for a very long time, guys. I mean, I think we were one of the best red zone defenses as well last year.
We were very good, yeah. And Eric Taylor, actually, it's funny. Didn't I say, look what Eric Taylor said. I said that earlier today.
Broadus is saying Cheeto may be used to cover Ingram, yeah.
I said that earlier. I didn't hear Broadus say that, but because I think they're going to use Skandrick playing like a bigger guy, maybe a Brandon Marshall kind of situation. You have Nolan Carroll who could also probably play Brandon Marshall. I'm not happy about that. And Brandon Marshall's not going to be 100%. If you have Odell, you're going to probably have, a Skandrick on him. I don't know if he can stay with him. But again, Odell's not 100%. So guys, we also have Sterling Shepard, who we got Anthony Brown, hopefully with help from Byron Jones. That could help. But Cheeto, I think I agree 100% with Eric Taylor. I do think Evan Ingram is actually, I think he's going to be a problem. And I think that everyone's overlooking. I think it'll be Jaylon Smith doing some coverage there, maybe some zone coverage when it comes to the linebackers. But once he goes into the open or down the seam, I think that's where you're going to see someone like Cheeto in a dime package on him and able to cover him because he's big. He's big. He has a nose for the ball. He gets in there. He's not as aggressive. I don't think he's as aggressive as Xavier Woods, but Xavier Woods is I'd say a little smaller than Cheeto. Cheeto is a little more, ready for football right now than Xavier Woods would be. So I think he would play fantastic against someone like Evan Ingram. So I agree with you on that 100%. Go ahead.
Yeah. I just want to say real quick hi to Cowboys Abroad. Thanks for joining us. And I want to touch on the Zeke thing since I just got not necessarily new information, but just more clarification on why Judge Mazant ruled the way he did. He felt that fundamental fairness applied in this case, because this case presents unique and egregious facts necessitating court intervention. So basically he's saying that because of the facts of this case, Ezekiel Elliott had no recourse, no choice, but to rely on the courts to help him. And the crazy, ironic part of all of this, guys, which is still I'm trying to wrap my head around, is the fact that none of this would the appeal and all of this, Zeke would not be as successful, and he'd be facing those 6 games right now if it wasn't for the fact that Henderson also tried to cover up the information and the hidden evidence that was revealed during the hearing, because that alone would not have been enough, and Henderson alone wouldn't have been enough. Them combined, so the NFL trying to cover its tracks by itself wouldn't have been able to succeed. But the fact that they, it got to the appeal and they also tried to hide it, and then it came out in the NFL basically shot itself in the foot. And it makes me very sad to know that Zeke wouldn't have had a chance, a fair trial, if it wasn't for the fact that the NFL screwed up. And the judge is trying very hard as well to separate the happenings of Ezekiel Elliott from the Tom Brady thing and clarify on why specifically this case does merit court intervention and why it is the right move here. So I do appreciate that from Judge Mazant, just trying to make, again, clarity and facts on a case that we've had very little of either. As far as the NFL side.
And definitely it's going on Zeke's side on this. Yes. So, guys, fantastic news. We're going to celebrate tonight. We're going to have pizza. Yes. We're going to enjoy it, guys. It's a big deal. And, again, you say free Zeke Cowboys abroad. He's free. He's temporary. He's got a temporary freedom, which is good enough for us for now. And I think I have a good feeling about this, guys. It's not like Tom Brady. Tom Brady destroyed evidence. And that's proof, because he admitted he destroyed his cell phone. That's why he lost that, guys, and the NFL is in their right. But this is completely different. This is the NFL hiding evidence from the top guy, supposedly. Let's just assume that Goodell doesn't know anything about it. They're still proving that it doesn't matter. He doesn't know it. Okay, so he's off the hook. But the NFL it's already been being proven. This judge seems like he agrees and found some evidence that basically says that the NFL purposely blocked certain testimony, Kia Roberts, from being presented to Goodell, who didn't know, supposedly, and that in itself is, obstructing evidence. What Tom Brady did to the NFL. So keep that in mind, guys. Tom Brady lost, the NFL might lose this. Guys, I want to say something. I like what Cowboys Abroad said about who covers 6'5", Brandon Marshall. First off, Brandon Marshall is not 100%. He had a shoulder injury. He's going to be out there, guys. I know he can be pain. He can hurt us. He went to my alma mater. He went to UCF. So I know about him. He's good. He's not as good as he used to be, but he's nicked up a little bit. And I do think that we have people that can cover him. We've handled him before. I think someone said that too. Just keep this in mind, guys. I'm not sure exactly the heights of these guys, but Nolan Carroll, I think, is a little bit bigger than our other cornerbacks. I think they might put him on them. I also know that Skandrick is not too small either. Anthony Brown, I think he's like 6 feet. I don't know. They're all not as big as him, but you also have safety help. Might have to look for double on that. And of course, we got to look at OBJ. We got to keep an eye on him.
So, guys, I do have more breaking news on the Zeke information. The NFL has released an official statement. I'm just going to sum up one or two lines of it, but we will be posting all of this, of course, on our Twitter, so definitely check it out if you want to go ahead and look for yourself. So, the NFL, we strongly believe the investigation and evidence supported by the commissioner's decision and that the process was meticulous and fair throughout. We will review the next decision in greater detail and discuss next steps both in district and federal appeal court. Now, guys, here's the interesting thing. So a sports lawyer, sorry, I don't know what his name is right now, but he says that the NFL could have a hard time getting the stay for the order because it's hard to prove that irreparable harm will happen if Zeke isn't suspended right now.
Exactly.
Zeke could serve the suspension at any time. Why would the NFL need him to serve the suspension right here, right now? Right. So again, guys, just more evidence that goes against the NFL, more petty kind of things that they're trying to do to, again, slow it. But you know what? Go ahead, slow it down, honey. That just means that if something happens, it's going to happen next year. It's all, not saying it's all good, but you're screwing yourself anyway. NFL, continue to dig your hole deeper and deeper, guys.
And guys, I just want to remind everybody out there, thank you guys for joining us. Hit like on this stream, guys. It pumps it up. And, we do these daily live streams, because it's on our minds 24/7, Cowboys, man. We that's why it's Cowboys family, guys, and you guys are part of it. So hit subscribe, hit that little notification bell so you get our daily live streams. That's pretty much what we do nowadays, guys. And our Game Day live reaction, guys. Even through Hurricane Irma, we're here in the middle of it. We're going to be hit by it here in Florida, but we're going to be here doing whatever we can.
Yes,
number one, be safe. Number two, watch the Cowboy game. And number three, stream to you guys. So keep in mind.
Thanks for joining us. Thanks for coming out here. Let me see.
Cowboys.
Eli Gaming. Hi, guys. So, guys, seriously, Fiance have any reactions to Chiefs and Patriots? Down with the Patriots. Seriously, like I said, I was kind of in and out watching the game. I missed a lot of the middle, and then I kind of popped in. I'm like, oh, it's a close game. Cool. And then I check back in, and I see the score is like 42. I'm like, what the heck did I just miss? What just happened? I hear a lot of yelling. So I did go back and watch some of the plays. tremendous game, but it's very strange to see the Patriots defense fall apart in that way. I know Kansas City, awesome, great team. They played fantastic, but it was a back and forth, but I'm surprised it kind of went their way in the end.
What do you think about the rookie from Kansas City, Kareem Hunt?
I mean,
the guy got
all I saw on my timeline and my Facebook feed was I have a friend who drafted him. He's like, oh yeah, I drafted Kareem Hunt. I'm like,
and guys, Alex Smith had an unbelievable game yesterday. 4 touchdowns, I think he had. He threw for 4 touchdowns, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, he did great. I mean, the whole Kansas City team blew up. I had Tyreek Hill in one of my other leagues. Great game. That's why I brought up the cramps, just to let you guys know. Hey, guys, all you guys in here, Eli Gaming and more. Original 6 Productions, Ruben Benitez. How about them Cowboys? What's up? Eric Taylor, Stronger King, Alid, Boomer Sooner. All you guys, what's up? We're so happy you guys are here. Hit subscribe, hit like for this stream. And guys, we just broke it all down for the Ezekiel Elliott thing. Go to our Twitter and follow us there.
As soon as we're done with the stream, we will be posting all the evidence and
all the content of why the judge ruled in the way he did. It's all public knowledge now, guys. So we're gonna post on our we're gonna post it on Twitter and get it out there so you guys can check it out. And we just read it, so you guys can check it out in the stream too. It's really mind blowing, guys, and it's all from a federal judge, not just some Zeke's legal team or the NFL or Roger Goodell saying what they feel. This is evidence. This is fact, and you can hear. It's not about whether domestic violence, guys. This is about if the NFL broke the CBA rules and bylaws, and they did. According to the judge, he feels they did, and that's how they're gonna. Exactly, it was not a fair hearing or appeal hearing for Zeke, a hearing for his guilt because of the withheld of evidence from Kia Roberts and other people that were not allowed to say their information. But Kia Roberts is the main one. She's the one that interviewed Tiffany Thompson 6 times, took 2 detailed notes, and had notes for the other 4, right, which was never included even to the people that were supposed to relay the information. So how would Goodell know this if she never told anybody? It's just her private notes. The NFL got screwed on this one, guys, and they deserve it for trying to railroad Ezekiel Elliott, and they tried to make him an example because of what happened with Ray Rice and their mistakes with him, and the mistakes with John Brown, the kicker from the Giants last year. Josh Brown, who by the way, got 6 more games for some unknown reason, sitting on his couch.
Watch out, yeah.
And guys, I want to say a quick little detour here. I know you guys talking about our safety that was released by Cleveland, I think. Calvin Pryor, safety. He got picked up.
Fight, right?
I'm not sure. I think so. Yeah.
Said that he got into a fight at practice with a teammate, and that he was done.
Brave.
That's it.
So they cut him. But the Jacksonville Jaguars, I know a lot of people wanted him last night. We were on the stream, and I wasn't really sure who he was. The Jacksonville Jaguars did pick him up, guys. So that again, like Ward and this situation, Cowboys don't seem really looking for anybody else, guys.
Not just that, but Jerry Jones, or Stephen Jones, I have to double check which one, did make comments on 105.3 The Fan earlier today, saying that he's very confident in Heath. He's such a playmaker back there, that he's great. They love him. So guys, whatever they're snorting for Kellen Moore, they're obviously doing the same for Heath, because both of those guys are still there. I think one of you guys made a joke saying that Jamil Showers and Kellen Moore have dirty pictures of Jerry Jones somewhere. At this point, guys, there's some guys on the team that definitely make you wonder, but obviously Cowboys are riding the Heath train all the way. So
I know. Hey, guys, listen. I see some people on here. I'm going to shout them out. I shouted half you guys already. Eli Gaming and More, the little one. Well, there's 2 little ones. Yeah, there's 2 little ones.
Ryan's in his room right now. He honestly,
he's in the games.
He only wants to see the games because he loves the Cowboys. But other than that, guys,
he's right now doing his playtime now. He's 7. He's doing his thing now. He gets freedom from mommy.
Yeah, I'm not watching. So.
And also, of course, my little one. Well, she's with her mom, and we have the hurricane. It's just a time sharing thing, 50-50, guys. So equality, not just in real life, but in the courts, and for Zeke as well, guys. For moms all about equality. And dads. Yes. So, guys, anyways, but yes, she's safe with her mother. They have a generator. Yes, I know somebody had a concern about the CO2. Of course, we know it's dangerous. And they had the generator. It's used. They have it outside. Don't worry, guys. It's all been checked on already. So, thank you, guys.
Almost 30 of you guys watching. Holy crap. Thank you so much for joining us, every single one of you guys. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already.
Yeah, guys. And again, Mr. Nut 310, free Zeke. He's freed. He's temporarily restraining order. He's temporarily free Zeke. I think we're going to change it to Feed Zeke, guys, or Zeke Gate. But Zeke's going to win this one, guys. Zeke Gate.
So Mr. Nut wants to know if Wilson is facing a suspension. So not yet. The tricky part about that one is that the NFL seems to be waiting on the court to make a decision. I believe his hearing is sometime in October. So once the court makes their decision or their determination, the NFL might come back and you know something?
Yeah. There's a grand.
That was the last I heard.
Yeah, there's a grand hearing that is coming out from this, which now it's going to take it to like a So basically what I'm saying is that this grand hearing is going to delay it more. That's the bottom line. So the NFL is not ruling on this yet because the facts haven't really come out yet. There's been no investigation yet. There's been no court case, no trial yet.
What happened is that he's been arrested. Now, obviously, we have seen
charges
the video,
hanging over him, right?
We've seen the video, guys. So I'm sure. Well, yeah, but I'm sure at some point it will get to court, and
at some point he will be suspended.
As of now, still hasn't happened, so we have him out there.
Right.
Cowboys Abroad wants to know who's going to have a better game, Brandon Marshall or Dez Bryant. I'm going to be biased. Dez Bryant.
I think for this game it will be, if Odell doesn't play, it will be Dez Bryant. I think if Odell plays, and even as sparringly, I think that Marshall might be equal to Dez in this. The only reason I'm saying that is because it takes some pressure off of Marshall. We have to really watch OBJ, even if he's at 80% or 70%. So it really depends on who's going to be in the game. But I do think that Brandon Marshall has lost a step. He's still going to do okay, guys. And again, his height is a huge advantage. What's his name? Eric Taylor. You did say that our tallest cornerback happens to be, and again, this is not even with Benny. Yeah. Our tallest cornerback is Cheeto. And again, guys, if he's going to play the inside slot, then he's not. We want him on Brandon Marshall, but he's going to play if he's going to play in dime packages, he's probably playing the inside slot. Now, let me rephrase that. If they move Brandon Marshall to the inside, of course, I'll bet any money Cheeto will be on him, and maybe Skandrick will be on Evan Ingram. Or, again, guys, it's going to put Nolan Carroll on the outside and Anthony Brown on the outside. That's a very, very high possibility. But if they're Brandon Marshall, they're not going to put him inside. They're going to put him on the outside. Yeah. That's where it becomes a question. Can Cheeto do that? I think he can. I think he can cover the outside if need be, if the height thing is that big of a deal, guys. But we're going to have to wait and see the kind of help that their defensive backs. And I'm banking on Byron Jones. I'm not banking on Jeff Heath, guys. I'm just not sold on him yet. Yeah. And he scares me. So we'll see how things develop in the game. But that's going to be a big deal. And I see, how about them Cowboys? You don't have faith in Heath and Moore. Exactly. We feel the same way.
I am going to flip what you said, though, that I think that Brandon Marshall will have a better game without Odell there.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, without Odell there, that's one less person that they have to target. Right. And Brandon Marshall is going to be the guy that they might look to more. Now, again, that does mean that we can focus more on him. But if you throw the ball more to him, eventually I just feel like he's going to make those plays. So I just but with Odell there, I think they're going to try to get Odell the ball at least a handful of times.
No, he'll get the ball,
I'm just saying, I just don't think that he might not.
I think he
might play better or be more successful with Odell there, but I think that overall he's going to have more carries, he's going to have more catches. He's going to, score more if Odell isn't there because they're going to rely on him more.
Here's what I think. And I agree. What you're saying is very possible. What I also think can happen is that with Odell out there, I mean, what happens is even though he'll get less attempts thrown to him, Brandon Marshall, there'll be more quality attempts. There'll be more quality attempts by the quarterback. So when Eli Manning throws it to Marshall, he sees that the safety moved over. He's going to Marshall on the mismatch with the height advantage. But if you don't have Odell there, now he's kind of forced to try to force the ball into Marshall, but he's got the safety help. So either he takes a chance, or he throws it to somebody else in single coverage, and maybe they're not as good. We need to cover Sterling Shepard. We need to cover Evan Ingram. But again, guys, Brandon Marshall going deep, a big guy like him. If we need to have maybe safety help. Again, this is the Giants' game plan. If they do that, that's why I think that Brandon Marshall would have a better game. I agree with you. He'll have more attempts thrown his way, but the quality of the attempts will be better if Odell is in the game. You know what I'm saying? I think he'll have a better game in that way. So
I mean, again, we'll have to see, but I think we're gonna have to agree to disagree on this one.
And again, gaming and more, I do agree what he says because again, Byron Jones was one I said before Cheeto as far as covering. It was both those guys. I said because Byron Jones does cover a lot of tight ends. I mean, that's another thing I said too. Cheeto and Byron Jones. Byron Jones can come up and play. Now they'll have one safety, which is Jeff Heath. That'd be a problem. Or we move Byron Jones as kind of a cornerback in a dime situation, and then throw in Kevin Frazier back there. That's another possibility.
Another guy who
we're weak deep though.
I'm not a big fan of. I don't trust Frazier or Heath as a safety. And I
agree.
In general,
and a lot of people don't trust Byron Jones. I do. He needs to do better in catching the ball.
Him more than Heath and Frazier.
And I think he's gonna. I think if our team as overall rushing, rushing defense, passing defense. I think if we're 14th, 15th, 14th or higher, I think you're going to see Byron Jones as a breakout player as far as a Pro Bowler style type player. I think he's going to help us. But again, guys, it comes down to our offense. Can we control the ball? Can we run the clock? Can we control the game? If we do those things, our defense, doesn't matter who's back there, I think our defense will do sufficient. Like last season, because, guys, Morris Claiborne and Brandon Carr and Barry Church even, and J.J. Wilcox, all four of these guys, that's not much of a downgrade going from those guys to what we have now, guys. No matter what anybody says, they weren't that good last year. It was our offense that made our defense look better last year. It wasn't our front line, which I think our front defensive line has improved as well. And our linebackers with Jalen Smith has improved. We need Hitchens back. Once he comes back, like I said, guys, we get David Irving back. We get DeMontre Moore, and we get Hitchens back.
And we have
week
Zeke.
4.
And we have Zeke.
When we get these guys, but I'm talking about defense. We get these 3 guys back. The sooner the better. When we get these guys back, guys, we're going to rock and roll on defense. We're going to be better than people expect. And again, we might not be great the first month of the season on defense, but wait till we get going. By week 8, I think you're going to see a solid team. And don't forget Jordan Lewis too. He's going to be out there, and he would be a big player in this game if he was able to not be. If he wasn't injured for the whole training camp, he'd be out there helping us out big time. Sterling Shepard, playing Brandon Marshall even. I mean, he can play in slot, inside, outside, whatever, guys. So anyway, I'm rambling. Go ahead.
So, no, I just want to touch on a few comments. So first, Manuel Corona, what's up? Patrick, thanks for finally joining us. Glad to see you back here. So I just want to touch on, I just saw it. I know I did. Let me see. So Cowboys Broad said Cowboys get 3 sacks this game. Yes or no?
2 sacks.
If they don't get 5 sacks, if they don't get 5 sacks against that crappy as heck O-line, I'm joking. I do think they'll get at least 2 sacks. My prediction is, and this is my wild prediction, we'll be doing a little more on that tomorrow, but I think that we will have not just at least 1 interception, but I think that it's going to be Byron Jones. Or I hope it's going to be Byron Jones.
Making it up from last season.
Exactly. Byron Jones, show me what you got. Get in there, make the play. Eli's going to throw it right to you. It's your job to catch it. So that's my crazy prediction there. Yeah, I mean, I do think I am so excited for this game, guys.
The difference between the problem is that our defense, even though we like to say 3-4 sacks, it's not gonna. I don't think it's gonna happen, guys. Not because it's because our defensive ends and tackles haven't shown us that yet, guys. And again,
see it.
We got, even though the Giants' line is crap, we still have to see our defensive line is not that much better, guys. So it's going to be kind of a stalemate there, and they're going to kind of like even each other out, and that's not good for us. That's good for the Giants. Yeah. So we need to get in there. I don't know if we need to. I know that the whole season I've reported a couple times. I've said it a couple times. The Cowboys have been in training camp doing a lot more blitzing with Marinelli.
With that new guy we picked up, Elliott, other Elliott.
Jay Elliott.
From what I've heard and the little bit I've seen, he's supposed to be really fast. Yeah. So if he, along with the help he's going to be getting, can get in there and cause chaos.
Guys, he's a linebacker. And he will play linebacker. He's kind of like a Kyle Wilber, but I think he plays really more defensive end. And what I'm saying is that he plays a linebacker in a 3-4 scheme. We have a Deacon defense that we use 3 and 2 linebackers. And then the third linebacker is the rusher on the line. So he would be a good guy to eventually really establish as that, at least until DeMontre Moore comes back, at least until David Irving comes back. But he's going to be, I think he's going to be key. And so is Price, the defensive tackle. We need depth. We don't have Cedric Thornton anymore. Not that he was that great. But he's gone. We have this Price guy we got from Green Bay off their practice squad. He's going to be active because we don't have any more depth behind Stephen Paya, which I think is going to be fantastic this season, guys. Absolutely. And Malik Collins, who I think is going to be fantastic as well.
Malik Collins, I know he's not necessarily like a giant superstar, but he is always just very consistent. He has those plays, and it was Mayo. Yeah, he has a lot of potential. But I was about to say, it was Mayowa last year who was leading our team in sacks. Mayowa, another guy that I expect great things for. Honestly, I expect him to get a lot more in there. He might not be used as, the
rotational defense is the thing. But guys, last year he played basically half a season. He played a couple games, got benched, missed a bunch of games because they benched him. He lost his starting any kind of playing time. He was inactive.
Then he came back.
And he got 6 sacks, guys. And I think Mayowa is one of those guys, number 93, that's going to be one of these guys that have to stand out. He's going to be one of those that take that mantle right now. People like Taco Charlton. People, and someone like the Marcus Lawrence as well. He has to also get in there. Yeah. Tyrone Crawford. He's going to be playing.
By the way, yes, guys, he's going to be playing where 4 or 5 weeks ago we were terrified he might miss out for the year. So
broken ankle or something. Yeah.
I mean, I didn't want to jinx it by just even saying it, but the Cowboys have had every single man on their 53 roster other than Anthony Hitchens at practice, I think, every single day this week.
Yes.
Which is mind-blowing.
And today, Jordan Lewis, even though he was out there, he didn't do much. He was very limited. He was limited today as well, but he was in team drills, guys. That's a positive for the Broncos next week with him. And yes, I see that. Brian Price is the guy we got from Green Bay's waiver wire or practice squad, basically. He is a big guy. He's gonna be able to not really pressure the quarterback. I think he's not gonna be as disruptive as Paya, but I think it's going to be similar. Where he has a quick first step. It can be, and again, if he can get in there and be disruptive, you will see him in the rotation a lot, and we'll see how he goes. I mean, he's really a run stopper. He likes to again, that's what we're looking for. The defensive tackles, we want to get guys who can stop the run. That's what we based our defense last year to make the offense one-dimensional. And again, guys, if they don't have Odell Beckham, I hope they do. If they don't have him, they become even that much more one-dimensional. If we could take a lead, score touchdowns, not field goals on offense, and just get a couple stops in the first half, guys. Out of the whole first half, let's get a couple good stops and just control the clock and control the game. I think we're in good shape if we can do those things, guys, with or without Odell Beckham. Obviously, it's easier without him, but I don't want easy. I want to beat them fair, square, and nothing left to say about it. I want to do it straight up. We got our guy back. Let him have Odell back, and let's get it going, guys.
So, and I will say, Broadus is very rarely wrong. He is occasionally wrong. I will say one of the few times he has been wrong was with Rico Gathers. He was also not on Team Rico, and we agreed with him at the time. But I do think that he definitely changed his mind from what he saw, because he saw the same thing that I guess other people had slowly been seeing in Rico. He needs to continue to show that, obviously. We want him back as soon as possible, healthy, all that stuff. I do put a lot of trust in what Broadus sees, because he does break things down in a way that you can really see how a player is effective. So if he's saying that this Price guy is going to fit and be effective, that means that he not only is a good sign, but he at least has the potential.
Right, exactly.
It's up to him to go out there and put all those pieces together, but he has that ability, and it looks like we might be able to put him to better use than Green Bay did.
Okay, awesome. No, that's 100% right about that. That's a great assessment there. Now, listen, guys, I'm going to look at a couple of your comments here.
Thank you, every single one of you guys, for joining us.
Hit that like, hit the subscribe, guys. Original Six Productions, thank you so much, guys. We appreciate it, guys. That's right, Cowboy Nation, we come together. It's a 5-pointed star, guys. And yes, that new kid Elliott, that Cowboys brought us saying, he is going to be a nice pass rusher. I think he's going to be, take a couple more weeks, but he looked good, guys. I saw something Law Nation's video. Check his channel out, guys. I'm sure you already know of it. I think he's going to be great for our team as it continues to go on through the season, as he continues to work himself in there. Mr. Wright, Tyrell Crawford is not hurt. I mean, he's still dinged up, but what I heard, he's 95%. He's like right up there. He's basically good to go. Yeah. He's definitely playing. He's definitely going to play.
Remember when they did the exploratory scope, they realized there was absolutely no damage to his ACL, and that they were surprised.
That was Anthony Hitchens. So I'm just holding. Yeah, it was Hitchens.
Wait, Crawford, they did.
His ankle.
Oh, that's right, the ankle. There we go. Sorry, guys, I got mixed up there.
It's live, guys.
Too many players, too much going on.
I do want to thank you, Tobias. Good stuff. Thank you. And listen, Eric Taylor, Mayowa is starting. He's going to be the starter, number 93. I haven't heard anything different, and he's been the starter the whole time through, guys. You're going to have DeMarcus Lawrence on one end. You're going to have you're going to have Benson Mayowa on the other end. You're going to have Stephen Pye in one tackle. You have Malik Collins the other tackle. They're saying they're going to start Jalen Smith. So if it's going to be Sean Lee, Jalen Smith. Probably, of course, you're going to see Justin Durant and Damian Wilson as well. And you're going to see our cornerbacks. They're going to probably start with Nolan Carroll and Orlando Scandrick. When we go into the nickel formation, you're going to bring in Anthony Brown, number 30. He'll play outside. Scandrick moves to the slot. And in a dime package, you're going to see Cheeto out there, replacing basically almost every linebacker except for probably like Jalen Smith out there. Or, he'll probably be the one out there in the dime package. And then our safeties, pretty simple. Unfortunately, we have Jeff Heath back there, which is a thumbs down for me, and Byron Jones. So, guys, of course, I hope they both do great. I think Byron Jones would be a lot better. I think, but he needs help from the rest of his guys around him too, and he needs to perform as well. Yes. So, but guys, that's our defensive starting team pretty much. I mean, you just heard me break it down again. Once in a while, they might bring in Kevon Frazier to when they use Byron Jones as a corner type player. But maybe Xavier Woods might sneak in, but he's going to play mainly what I've heard is special teams with him. And there you go, guys. I mean, Jordan Lewis not going to play. And I think we went over everybody. I mean, again, you got our defensive line. I will say those are the starters that I mentioned. But we're going to have Taco Charlton coming in, guys. We're going to have Tyrone Crawford coming in, guys. We're going to have maybe Tapper coming in there. Who else is on the line? I mean, that we have in right now. Of course, Price is going to come in there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we have at least 4 or 5 guys that are going to be rotating in. Taco being one of them. Tyrone Crawford being another one of them. We don't have David Irving. We don't have DeMontre Moore. but we have a lot of other guys that can sit in there and rotate in, guys. We're in good shape. I like what we got going, guys. I like the defense, the way we got, and this is just the beginning. This is the start, guys. Give us 4 weeks, and then we'll see where we're at on defense.
Really see us get some steam.
Yeah, you're gonna get better. We're gonna get better with Jordan Lewis, DeMontre Moore, Irving, and all these, and Hitchens.
Yeah, the only spot we could be hurting at is obviously if we lose Wilson, but Wilson still has to go out there and prove what he's got. So very excited to see.
Yeah, I mean, guys, I was looking here. Some matchups. Do you think the offensive line this time against the defense? I mean, I think that's where it all going to come down to, guys, and that's what original Six Productions asked. Basically, offensive line, our offensive line versus the Giants' defensive line. It's going to come down to that. That's what the whole game is about. I think our offensive line is hungry to get this win. The whole offense is ready. Dak is focused. I think we just manage the game properly and don't do any kind of fancy crap that Lenahan sometimes pulls. I think we're going to be fine, guys. I think we're going to win this game 24-20. It might be a close matchup. If the Cowboys do a little bit better than I think, then it'll be like 31-17, 31-20. If it's close, it'll be like the Giants get closer, 21-20, something like that, 17-20, Cowboys win. But I think we're going to win this game, guys. I have a good feeling about this. Paya, Mr. Wright, I think Paya's going to not have a good game. I think he's going to have a great season. I've been seeing him from the beginning. I cannot believe he's dominated against our offensive line in training camp, guys, the whole training camp. So that's a great sign from Stephen Paya. Somebody who wasn't even supposed to make the team. It was going to be Cedric Thornton.
Yeah,
now Cedric Thornton is with the Buffalo Bills. And Stephen Paya has just replaced him. Interesting, right, guys? Landon Collins or Byron Jones? Landon Collins is better. How about them Cowboys? I'm being real. So sorry for the Cowboy fans that disagree. Yeah. Depth chart has Crawford at right end and Lawrence at, I wouldn't go too much, but the depth chart, though, and if he does start, again, Eric, it doesn't really matter who starts. In reality, it's going to be a rotation. So Mayowa, what I've been hearing the whole training camp, even when Crawford was in there, Mayowa was still the starter the whole time. Just letting you know. And maybe they changed it now, but those depth charts, they changed so much, sometimes not even updated. So, yeah. Yep.
So, no, guys, we are going on close to an hour. I do just kind of want to wrap up, sum up the Zeke information just one last time for anyone who's just joining us and just to kind of, get that out there again. Like we said, we will be posting everything to our Twitter page as soon as the stream is over, and we will be wrapping up the stream shortly, guys. We've been streaming for almost an hour. We got you guys
over an hour
now. We got you all the Zeke stuff, but it's time for us to celebrate this great Zeke news and get ourselves a nice cheesy pizza. But just to recap everything, guys, the reason that this was brought to court was because...
Wait, before you go there, I just want to say something. Yeah. Guys, right now, all 25 of you, whatever, here's the time you listen. Now listen closely. This is the evidence and the facts of the case. We read it earlier. She read it earlier. She brought it all there for us. But she read it earlier, guys, detailed exactly what the judge said, evidence, facts, whatever from the case. Actually, facts from the case, I guess, quotes from the judge. His ruling, his legal ruling that's been submitted for the public to see. We're going to post it on Twitter. You already discussed it. Yes. Now you're going to just sum it up for us, and then we're gonna click out of here. But, guys, we appreciate all you guys. And listen to this part. This is important, so go for it, baby.
So, guys, let's just start right at the beginning. Of course, the NFL suspended Ezekiel Elliott for 6 games. Ezekiel Elliott filed an appeal with the NFL. They went through the appeals process. The arbitrator, Harold Henderson, was doing his deliberations, his process. The hearing was going. Ezekiel Elliott and his team filed in the court, and the NFL Players Association filed in Texas court saying that the hearing was not fair and that they disagreed and that the NFL violated the CBA. The NFL counterfiled saying that Zeke had no basis, no grounds on filing this because Henderson had still not ruled on the hearing yet. So the evidence was presented by both sides, and by that presentation, Judge Mazant decided that the preliminary injunction should go and be in favor of Ezekiel Elliott because he does feel the evidence shows that the NFL and Henderson violated the CBA agreement by doing the following things, which was hiding evidence from one, an investigator, which was Ms. Roberts, 2, by insinuating that all of the investigators collectively agreed with what Friel was saying, which was that Zeke deserved the full 6 games. 3, the fact that Commissioner Goodell may or may not have known about what Ms. Roberts, the investigator, found. So he may or may not have known. That still has not been clarified. 4, the fact that all of this evidence, like we said, was withheld and that Commissioner Goodell was also not interviewed. 5, the fact that the interviews with Ms. Thompson were also withheld, the information, that information was withheld. Now, the shocking part of all this is that the reason we even know that this information was withheld is because at the end of the second day of arbitration, so Tuesday afternoon, this information came out and Zeke's team found out. Now, they did not have any, they did not know. They did not know before this. Exactly. So because of that, that's why Ezekiel Elliott and his team filed what they did. Again, Judge Mazant, yes, that's why Judge Mazant ruled, because he says that Ezekiel Elliott did not receive a fair trial because the evidence showed that it wasn't just the arbitrator, Mr. Henderson, who withheld information, but the NFL, and that one or the other on their own would not have been enough. But the fact that they were working together, the fact that Mr. Henderson was withholding this information to benefit the NFL, to, you know, withhold it along with the NFL, and that the NFL also did not provide it, the guys, that is why, you know, and honestly, we are fully confident that Ezekiel Elliott will get his due justice in court. So the NFL did try to file an appeal to Judge Mazant's ruling. We don't believe that it will be upheld because the NFL is trying to say that by not upholding the suspension now that it hurts them. But yeah, it's very strange. But again, Zeke can be suspended at any point in the season and serve that suspension. So that appeal will most likely be denied. They do have about 3 weeks, I think, so we should be finding out more or less in a 3-week span.
But guys, that's a very rare thing to be overturned from a federal judge who has all these, who has basically laid out the whole situation there, which we will be putting on Twitter, on our Twitter page.
Exactly.
But he laid it all out there and put it out there and put his reasonings. And honestly, guys, what I've heard, and every legal person that's out there, you know, go ahead and throw us some information if you know more about this. But he's got it right. It's not going to be overturned. The appeal by the NFL, they can try. Of course, anybody can try. But I mean, Zeke tried against an uphill battle against a whole NFL that was against him. So they're going to try. But now that the facts are out, the evidence is out, and the federal judge just put his stamp right on this Zeke case, and now Zeke is in his favor, guys, and he's ready to tear up every damn team in the NFL, starting with the New York Football Giants. Don't forget that.
Yes, so I'm going to go ahead and read you the concluding statements by Judge Mazant because it really summarizes everything perfectly. The question of, and remember, guys, I do want to make it clear, the reason that this was brought to an actual court, and I also want to mention the NFL originally tried to get the hearing moved out of Texas and into New York. The fact that Zeke filed it in Texas and the fact that the NFL counterfiled against Zeke's original filing in Texas, the court ruled that because of that, the NFL is basically acknowledging jurisdiction to the Texas court. So thankfully, the NFL again shot themselves in the foot by responding to Zeke through that means. But other than that, guys, remember the judge is only ruling on whether or not Ezekiel Elliott received a fair hearing or not. This has it has nothing to do whether the claims are true or not, or if there's enough proof or not. It has nothing to do with that.
Let me say one thing now, guys. Think about this, though. If everything is, I mean, obviously this federal judge is seeing this. They got to do more investigating on this as this goes on. After the 3 weeks and the appeal is denied by the NFL's appeal is denied by the federal judge, then what's going to happen is it's going to go into investigation. They're going to check it out. They're going to go through all the ins and outs. It's going to take months. Zeke will probably play the entire season.
Play the whole season. And
also, guys, I mean, that's the thing is that then when you have this whole thing going on, think about the fact that the NFL is really going to be under the gun here. They're going to be scrutinized through this whole process. The magnifying glass is going to be on them. And if they find that the NFL did do him wrong, did Zeke wrong, and that these claims by Zeke that this judge sees with him and sees in his, in Zeke's favor, and Zeke is correct about what the NFL did to him, that's going to, forget about hurting NFL, forget about hurting Goodell. The point is that Zeke was going to get his suspension taken away, scrubbed off the books. Absolutely. And again, you gotta release this information to clear his name, his good name, guys, his brand, that he's not a domestic violence.
He's not a woman beater. I'm sorry, but he's not a woman beater. He didn't do it.
Right, and any fan that says differently, any NFL fan or any human being that says differently, challenge them on that, guys. Tell them to look at the facts and stop being a little, you-know-what, because the facts are out there, guys. The proof is out there, and they haven't. If you can say this person hit me, and that's fact, then this is a messed up judicial system, and it's not because they didn't find me guilty. It's a messed up system. If people in general, even if he's proven not guilty by 2 police departments and the prosecution, that they decided to drop this case because of her testimony was garbage, and we have posted her chats and her extortion methods and her harassment of Zeke all over the place, guys. You should have seen it by now. This is documented proof. Everything is in Zeke's favor, guys. Anybody who says Zeke is a woman beater is just being ignorant to the facts, ignorant to the case, and just being basically a hater on the Cowboys and Zeke on something that's really a serious subject you should not mess around with, and not just call somebody that because they were accused of that. Yes. you know, guys, this goes deeper than just football sometimes. And this Ezekiel Elliott's going to clear his damn name if it's the last thing he does, because he's not guilty, guys.
Yes.
He's innocent.
So just to go ahead and read the final statement by Judge Mizant. So, quote, the question of what happened between Elliott and Thompson in July 2016 is not before the court, nor is the court making any credibility findings. As previously stated herein, the court has a limited role in this case. The question before the court is merely whether Elliott received a fundamentally fair hearing before the arbitrator. The answer is he did not. Boom. The court finds, based upon the injunction standard, Elliott was denied a fundamentally fair hearing by Henderson's refusal to allow Thompson and Goodell to testify at the arbitration hearing. Their absence, and then he lists a case file number that follows it up, effectively deprived Elliott of any chance to have a fundamentally fair hearing. The court grants the request for preliminary injunction. Guys, like we said, we'll be posting all of this to our Twitter so you guys can check it out yourselves. This has all been officially released. It's, it's not like a hidden mystery or anything. This is all publicly available, but we will make it just a little easier for you guys to see it. And like we said, we kind of broke it down in every single way, all of our thoughts. We will obviously continue to keep you guys updated, but for right now, now that this is out, I just want to relax, celebrate, and focus on, of course, beating the New York Giants this upcoming weekend and staying safe for this hurricane. Guys, we are safe. We're all stocked up. We're ready to go. We're not leaving our house anytime soon, and we will be updating you guys and keeping you up with all the latest and greatest news.
A couple last things, guys, before we cut out of here. A couple last things. Check our NFC East, opponents, basically, our NFC East rival previews for the 2017 season. We have little, 8 to 18-minute clips on the Redskins, on the Eagles, and on the Giants. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we released them. We posted them. So check those out, guys. There's a lot of the videos out there. I had the live stream from the Kansas City New England game last night to kick off the season. It was a holiday in a way. It's a NFL fans' holiday. Even if it's a team you hate, like New England, or if you hate the Kansas City Chiefs, I don't know. But the guys, on top of all that, tomorrow, this is it for tonight for our live stream.
Yes, Cowboys legend.
F-G's.
I find myself thinking that every once in a while, and I'm like, gosh darn it, LL, why you do this to me?
You stuck that in our heads. We can't get it out.
Because it's true.
Exactly. F the Giants.
Yes, so guys, and Manuel, you're absolutely right. They messed with the wrong one, and that wrong one was Jerry Jones and Ezekiel Elliott.
Damn right.
Jerry Jones has said that he stayed uncharacteristically quiet on this case. I have a feeling he's not going to be that quiet much longer, guys. Definitely expect to hear a statement from him.
He's going to come. Yeah, he's going to come out soon with something.
I'm excited, guys.
And Cowboys are abroad talking about the hurricane and stuff. We didn't evacuate because we're inland, and it shouldn't be that big of a deal. But they're saying that it might cross over us, we don't know yet.
No, we are actually specifically suggested not to evacuate, to leave the roadways clear for the people who do need to evacuate. Yeah. We're in a safe zone that shouldn't experience the worst of it.
Right.
But obviously our biggest concern is mainly just losing power and not having access to that kind of stuff for a few days. Yeah. But like we said, we have our cell phones, our backup chargers, our flashlights, all of our
batteries,
supplies
water,
ready to go.
Everything ready to go, guys. So thank you.
The only thing we don't have
is our Cowboy game yet. We need it back soon. But we got Zeke back, guys. We got Zeke.
Exactly. So guys,
no, I just want to say that, again, our NFC East videos, check them out. Guys, hit like right now. If you can, hit like for this stream. We appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed, guys, and I think most of you have or are already subscribers, thank you if you are. And if you haven't hit that subscribe button, guys, make sure you hit the little notification bell so you can hear our live streams. They come daily, baby. So, guys, tomorrow I'm gonna do a Madden 18 little preview for the Giant game. I'm gonna run a game. I'm gonna talk about Cowboy players. I'm gonna talk about Giant players. I'm gonna talk about matchup issues for both teams. We're gonna do a whole breakdown tomorrow. I'm gonna do it on the Madden game, so it's gonna go through here, YouTube. Make sure you guys join us for that. Hit the little bell, and we're gonna have a good discussion for that. And then, of course, Sunday, guys, we're gonna do everything we can to make sure we're ready for Hurricane Irma and take that woman down. Just joking. Take Miss Irma down. Hey, what's up?
Hi.
So
Little G's in the house.
Yeah. So Ezekiel Elliott is going to be able to play the entire season. He will not be suspended. How do you feel about that?
Good.
Are you happy he's going to play?
Yes.
That's it?
I know he needs this.
All right, guys. Seriously, thank you.
He's happy, trust me.
So thank you so much for joining us, guys. Make sure to hit like and subscribe if you haven't. Catch us again tomorrow. We'll be breaking it down for you even more. Giants, Cowboys.
Matchup. It's coming, guys, tomorrow. And then after that, it's the game time, baby, during Hurricane Irma right here live with us.
That's right. So guys, don't forget, as always.
That one thing. What is it, guys? Go Cowboys! got him!
Wait. What do we have to do to Zeke? He's hungry. You better
Feed me.
That's right.
That's
you
right,
better
guys.
feed me.
You better feed me.
You better feed me. Go Cowboys.
You better feed Zeke.